Thanks for stopping by, guys. It's Al here, and welcome to a new game, actually. This was released not too long ago, and I found it while bouncing around Steam. This is called Orwell, Ignorance is Strength. And while I haven't looked into the game too far, it looks really interesting. It's kind of a mix between the game Headliner, which we've played before on the channel, and Papers, Please, from what I've seen. Basically, you play as an Orwell, I'm trying to think of what you want to call it. But basically, you do what the stereotypical NSA does. You listen to people's phone calls, you read their emails, and you use that to pick apart a story and help keep the nation safe, which is an interesting idea for a game. And it caught my attention and I wanted to play it, so that's what we're going to do today. Now, I've not gotten into it at all. I've literally just gotten to the main menu. Please create a profile. Select a profile picture. This guy, apparently. Even though it doesn't look exactly like me, I guess it's close enough. And, close the selector. Let's get my name. Are you not gonna let me? Oh, there we go. Here we go. Next step. Did you know you're one of 5,000 accepted? You may now enter your email address. Entering your email will allow us to inform you of the updates on your case. Interesting. The addresses entered will be handled with care and not to be used for any other purposes. Now this is my email I use for the channel, so I really don't care if you guys know it, since it's already on my channel. Next step. Be diligent. Your duty is to safeguard the nation. Please agree to the following terms. I'm willing to severely affect the lives of citizens and non-citizens of this fake nation. This is weird. I will do whatever is necessary to keep the nation from harm. While working, I will only adhere to the statutes and principles of the office. I agree. Finish. Interesting. Welcome, Agent. Thank you for getting the call. Agent Investigator pairing. There are no new wow, I can't speak. There are no investigators available for pairing at the time. Please refer to the regular Orwell program. That's if you played the original game, which I do have as well, but I'm not going to be playing here because this is supposed to be the updated version. I got it in a combo pack, by the way. Aptitude Test. In order to qualify for special duty within Orwell, taking the Aptitude Test is mandatory. The test requires that you complete sets of tasks, follow the on-screen instructions carefully, answer truthfully to the best of your beliefs. Note that an insufficient test result will disqualify you from special duty permanently. I'm guessing this is the tutorial, but it feels weird playing it. Which of the following statements are true about your aptitude? Drag and drop at least one of the highlighted data chunks into the answer sheet and let the screen note your choices are permanent. Want to be a pioneer in the most advanced security? Yes. I want to protect people from harm. I'm not going to choose the other two, because I'm guessing those are bad. Next. Which of the following persons do you consider likely of having committed a crime? Go with this guy. Wait. Okay, I just had to drag it into my to go to the next step. Which of the following statements do you consider to be true, if any? An unjust law can and should be violated. There is no such thing as justified lie. There are two sides to every story. Government should safeguard the citizens by any means necessary. Absolute truth exists. There's a lot of these I'm not actually sure about. And I know what the game wants me to pick. Okay, anyway, I'm getting off track. That's weird. The operating system Windows NT, and to my knowledge that is a Windows operating system that is specifically built for a certain task, which is kind of cool in its own regard. I'm gonna just go to next step. Given the choice, would you prefer to have your medical record or your dating profile investigated? Which would I prefer? Dropping one of the data chunks in the answer sheet on the left screen. Note you can only pick one of these. I'd rather have my dating profile. I really don't have one. Next step. Which information from your dating profile would you give to an investigator willingly? Profile picture, duration, sexual orientation, transcript of all chats, probably not. Preference and quirks, probably not. Confronted with the situation below, which action would you take? Your best friend boasts about having been accepted into Orwell. Since you are working for Orwell yourself, you know that talking about your job is punishable by imprisonment. Inform the national authorities. Oh, so I can... Oh, that's interesting. I feign ignorance, but hint my friend talking about such a delicate job may not be advisable. I warn my friend No, you don't do that. 2. I'm gonna have to say this one. I inform the authorities. Next possibility. Because all the other ones are like gonna screw me over anyway, because if I say I'm working for them, then that fucks me over. And you failed the aptitude test. You will be disqualified. Oh. Insufficient results. The officer rejected you as an agent for special duties due to your answer in the aptitude test. But if you ask for it, the test shall be reset and you will be given another chance. As they reflect my honest opinion, I accept the disqualification.
Hello, O'Brien. Is that you?
I have to disappoint you.
What? Raban, what? How? After all this time? I didn't think you...
Remember what you did? Again, I must disappoint you. I have not been blessed with a short memory.
What? Raban, listen.
I didn't have that fit to screen.
What happened there. That's the truth.
Sorry if that cut off any of the text.
For the Bible, but there's one remarkable, groundbreaking moment. Before being sentenced to death, Jesus goes on and on about being a witness for the truth. But Pilate defies him with the simplest of all questions. What is truth? It is this particular question I've been pondering over for a very long time now. How much of the information ending up on our screens every single day has passed through so many other minds before, each one with their own bias and agenda. It is all cut down to size, proportioned, ready to be consumed. And yet we greedily swallow it all in blissful ignorance, because our hunger is unending.
Stop the nonsense and get to the point. What do you want?
To ask you a question. What is truth?
I don't understand.
Now you're the disappointing one. You of all people should, Oleg Baca. There is only one thing about truth that is certain. Truth is dead. As you soon will be.
What? Why? You? How did you manage? How? Vart! Vart!
That got really deep really fast. And I do want to say this again. I do apologize because I didn't realize, but the recording wasn't sized properly. I did get that fixed. Episode 1 thesis. Okay. I was expecting there to be audio to this. So you would accept disqualification just like that. You're either downright stupid or you're very loyal towards us. You might be exactly whom I need. My name is Ampleford. I am part of the special division within the government, the office. We get called in for the delicate matters. A man called Oleg Baca disappeared a couple of days ago. The last we heard of him was the call I just played for you. I have added a transcript of that dialogue to your reader tool. You can read it again or listen to the recording. When you're done, open the unknown person's profiler on the left. So I see that you are not paired with an investigator. I guess I better walk you through some of the basics then. So this is if you had the original, it won't give you the tutorial. Nice. Within Orwell, you take the role as the investigator. Mind you, you're not a regular investigator, though, but rather an investigator on special duty. Your main task is to search online documents, extract relevant pieces of data called data chunks. Those data chunks appear in a multitude of documents, but will always relate to our investigative target in some way. In our case, that target is Baca. For starters, upload Oleg Baca's name from the transcript on his file by dragging it to the profile on the left. So I gotta find his name in here. There it is. And bring it over there. Nice. Good, this profile is now primed on Oleg Baca. I'm probably not pronouncing it all right. I could probably listen to the audio and figure out how it's actually said. Now other data chunks related to this person may appear. Check the transcript for newly found data chunks. So, Psyche, truth is dead. As soon you will be too. And it gives me tips as to where it can go. So like down here it says why he disappeared, I'm guessing. That's an odd thing to say, isn't it? We're taking that as a death threat, as did the National Beholder. Now, whenever you upload a data chunk, Orwell will search the online document with related content and add them to our bookmarks. What's up here? National Beholder. Is anti-Cassart blog involved and Paraguay soldier's disappearance? Ooh. The National Beholder is the most respectable news site in the nation. You may browse their headlines freely to get information. The recording of the call you heard ended up in their newsroom. Why? That's the piece of the puzzle we're missing right now. However, this article is a good starting point for our investigation on this person. To proceed, please adapt his picture and profile. Not exactly the most tender smile. That's not what we're here for after all. That's what he worked as. As you see, he is an important figure in the Parge's army, our neighboring country. We're very concerned about his fate. So we basically get to go through every little nook and cranny of the internet to try and find information about our target. He's a captain. Call sign Janus Agent. You may have noticed by now that for every data chunk you upload, 10 minutes of time pass due to Orwell's intensive search algorithm. The events around us will unfold whether or not we are making progress in our case. Keep that in mind. Oh, wow. Nice. So basically, don't put in stupid information because it's only going to slow us down. Section of Para. Ooh, that looks important. So he's involved in the Civil War. A bloody mess at Civil War. Parges has suffered a great deal from it, so did the nation. I'm not too worried about his Medal of Honor. He's in charge of the 1st Infantry. I want to get his call sign because if someone refers to him by his call sign, I want to know. Janus, how fitting, he still goes by this call sign. I'm granting you access to our database, which you should have a look at. You'll understand it better after you see the files. So I can go here too. Also want to get the 1st Infantry because I think that's important. Because pretty much anything that involves the 1st Infantry will involve him in some way. Make sense? Hopefully. Please insert... Oh. Well, yes, we are in fact worried about our relationship with Parges. Because of Baca, you'll see that the whole truth is more complex. As you're not a simple investigator, you have access to the Orwell build design to meet the specific needs of the office. So, real quick, the original game was Orwell. Now this, we're Orwell Special Duty, which means we have access to a better version, updated version of the original search engine or whatever it is they use. We have utilized the data stores in our profiler in the left to circumvent certain restrictions that would otherwise bar us from making progress. Make good use of this ability within our database and the data stored in Baca's profile so far to solve my little mystery. So I want to search for his Janus. You did it. Well done. I'll leave you to your well-deserved info for a moment. Truly understand why this case is so precarious. There we go. Date of birth. Nationality. Let's get the date of birth so we can fill in this top portion. Assignment. Confidential informant. As officer. That's his phone number. We're gonna need that. Notes. Tends to use names of people close to him as passwords. This has been strongly discouraged, but far ignored by the subject. Luckily, he is one of our registered phone devices to communicate with us. Seems to be online right now. Oh, so he's our informant. So confidential informant as officer. So he's one of our guys. Interesting. You can access it using the insider tool, which I'll unlock for you now. I also want to get that because that's going to be important. Of course, we do not expect to observe the habits of our agents. Oh, of course we do inspect and observe the habits of our agents. What did you expect? Phone desktop. Remote access protected. Of course. He locked his phone with our own encryption tool. I'm afraid not even Orwell can break that. You will have to do this the old-fashioned way by finding and applying his key. See if you can find a hint to discover his password. And we know he likes to use names of people close to him. May have to dig a little deeper to uncover it, though, so it may be advisable to check other resources first. So now we've got to go find someone important to him that may have been his password. So let's go to Army. Call sign, time served, specialist, Medal of Honor, welcome history. Back out of this. Phone conversation. We don't care about that. We need to know about family, his family. We can search his last name, can't we? Oh, that's the call sign, so I can't actually do that. Okay, so his call sign. Wounded in combat. Returned, reinstated as captain. Worked as... Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in because it's important information. That's the name he mentioned during the call. As you see, a new profile has been added, but since he isn't a target person, Orwell will not search for related documents. Let's focus on Baca for a moment. We will get back to the heart in a second. Okay. Ah, that's interesting. So we need to find his family. It said important people to him. Audio recording. Recent disappearance. Leaked out anonymous source. We don't care. Hello? O'Brien, is that you?
Hello. O'Brien, is that you?
Is O'Brien something we can use?
Hello. O'Brien, is that you?
I have to disappoint you.
What? Raban what?
Let's go to Insider. Ah, that's his phone, ain't it? Veteran Captain Janus. Invalid. Ooh. Okay, not what I need. History. The history of the nation. Good to know. Homepage. TNB. Bomb obliterates Freedom Memorial and kills 3. Negotiation. Movie shooting completed. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can figure this out. I'll be back. Okay, and we're back. Okay, so explaining what happened is we dragged the confidential informant into his occupation, and that made robbing this guy, the one who sent the death threat, made him a target. So now we can start searching for stuff for this guy. Okay. Is known editor-in-chief and founder of the highly controversial blog The People's Voice. So now we're starting to actually get rolling again. Pretty much I just started clicking and dragging stuff in. The People's Voice. You've heard of them. This preposterous news site has people rallying for protests and pargas for years. Parges, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Judging by that call, Vort and Baca seemed well acquainted, even if it isn't the most friendly relationship, apparently. Your task here is twofold, Agent. First and foremost, we are to locate Baca. Then, in order to understand whether Vort is behind his disappearance, we need to find out what connects the two in the first place. There we go. People's Voice. One more thing before I let you roam freely. Remember that you are bound to the division of powers defined by the Codex. Orwell was designed in such a way that not one person alone can look at the documents and interpret the data to make a judgment. I am the one who decides what to do with said information and take action, the advisor. You, on the other hand, are the one doing the searching for data, as well as deciding what to upload, as you will often find misleading and false information. Try disabling data chunks that seem illegitimate or unimportant to you in the data chunk information window. You are now leaving charted territory as far as I'm concerned, and I have to rely on the data you upload to make my calls. Doubt anything you read, especially when it comes to the People's Voice. Don't give me wrong info to work with. I'm counting on you. There's Vart. Alright. That is going to be the end of this episode. I wish I could go longer, but this episode is getting really long already, even though I know I'm going to have to cut some of it out for that whole time skip that happened while trying to figure it out. But as our last thing, let's go ahead and add this profile to our database. So this is really interesting. I kind of said it was a papers, please aspect because I knew you were going to be looking for information in text and stuff like that, trying to compare it. And I also said it was kind of like headliner because we're influencing the news to some extent while also searching through it and deciding what needs done. So I'm going to end it out here. If you did enjoy this episode, please let me know with a comment. If you did, I messed this outro up. I'm mixed between my normal video outro and my stream outro, which is messing with me. So if you didn't enjoy this episode, please leave a like. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, please leave them in the comments down below. Enjoy the channel, enjoy what I'm doing, please subscribe, it helps a lot. And right now, shares help the channel the most. So if you do want to help the channel, please share this episode with a friend. Thanks for stopping by, thanks for sticking around, and until next time, peace.